Hello YouTube, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Ultimate Review. Today we are at another Norwegian airport. This one is Echo November Delta Uniform, Bardufoss. Bardufoss is an airbase in the northern parts of Norway, and this is the default airport, and right off the bat you can see that everything in here on this apron 1 is all meant for small airplanes. Apron 2, which is the military, is also meant for small airplanes. So let's just go take a look and see what this looks like. Not expecting a whole lot from the default airport. It looks to be extremely basic, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. First glance, terribly basic. And I don't think this is gonna be I don't think this is going to take long. This looks like an extremely basic airport. Alright, let's have a look. There are some markings on the ground. They are nothing to write home about, just a basic taxiway markings. No signs, no nothing, just some basic markings. A very basic building. Let's see, more markings here, kind of weird looking markings if you ask me, leading off into nowhere, lines not matching up, and what should have been parking does not actually have any defined parking in here. And there's the taxiway. There are some signs leading onto the runway, so there are runway signs and markings, but otherwise looks very basic indeed, and nothing much to speak of. And I guess okay, usable during the day, probably terrible at night, but let's just see what it looks like at night when we change the month. Okay, so this is the month of April, which is pretty much towards the end of the polar darkness, but as you can see, there are some lights. At least the taxiways are lit, even though they are kind of weird around here, around these edges. They are really weird, not well defined taxiways. So this generally happens when the scenery is built using the taxiway object. The taxiway object has a width, and it can have markings on the side as well as on the center, and optionally you can have the side and the center lit. This one looks to be just one such thing, and it has not, it's just been in general shoddily done, but then that's the auto generation. I think it's trying to generate this through the through looking at the satellite imagery and then trying to generate this. But as you can see, while the taxiways are lit, once you get to the apron you are on your own. There is pretty much nothing here. So yeah, 1.0. That's about it. But the good news, there is a freeware on flightsim.to, so we will be right back with that. And we are back. This is the freeware Bardufoss that is on flightsim.to, and as you can see right off the bat, this is a huge improvement. So let's get in and take a closer look at it. Now, while that is loading, let's talk a little bit about this airport. This airport is in Norway. It's in the extreme north of Norway and started life as a military airport um, in the mid 1930s, and then was used heavily during World War II. Um, since then, there is a fairly large air base here that the Norwegians maintain, and it really is mostly geared towards them. The only airline that currently flies in and out of Bardufoss is Norwegian Air Shuttle, and they fly from here to Oslo Gardermoen 3 times daily. Norwegian Armed Forces are its most important customer. So with that said, we are now in this airport. Right off the bat, you can see the amount of work that has gone into this freeware that is available on flightsim.to. All the tarmac markings are now correct, they are now accurate. These guys have built custom buildings. That looks very nicely done. Have they modeled the interior? I don't think so, because the interior is not modeled, but that's fine. They have modeled this other custom building with the tower on top, hangars, other buildings, GA parking around here. Very nice, actually. Very nice. Oil, fuel storage. They haven't spent much time on the land side of things, but that's okay. We will forgive them for that. This is a freeware after all. They have even modeled the fire station, then the military apron with its own hangars. They have added lights, of course, that was missing. They seem to have even retextured their runway. It is actually looking very different from the default. Let's switch over to night mode and let's take a look and see how this is going to look at night. Go back to April. There we go. There's the runway lights, taxiway lights, nicely drawn, or rather nicely laid out. There's the military apron. Okay, there are no taxiway center lines, but that is about actually normal for airports that usually have a lot of snow. Okay, there's something not quite right around here, and these actually go in a weird direction. So around here it's not all that well, but otherwise they have elevated this into a really usable airport. Now even night operations you can actually perform from this airport, particularly in the winter where even daytime operations will be in low light conditions, and you can at least perform those operations here fairly well. This looks to be the de-icing pad. Yep, there are, the buildings have lights on them, the tarmac has lights on them. This is looking good. It's definitely worth a 3.0 in my opinion. This is a freeware available on flightsim.to, and I think the group is called Airsides. I don't know what the name is actually, but I will put the link in the description box of this video. But very nice airport. 3.0 is, I think, a fair deal for this, and with that we come to an end of this episode. Thank you for watching. Please join me in the next one, and we will head to another airport somewhere in Norway. I'll leave that a bit of a suspense for now, but thank you for joining, thank you for viewing, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.